The first thing people noticed about the Hudson Crown Hotel wasn't its marble floors or its towering glass windows. It was the silence. Not the peaceful kind, but the heavy, observing kind. The kind that made guests lower their voices without knowing why. Standing on the corner of East 45th Street, the Hudson Crown had been part of New York for over 80 years. Politicians had slept there. Musicians had hidden there. Deals had been made in whispers behind closed doors. But time had taken its toll. The hotel was no longer fashionable. Profits were shrinking. Management had become strict, cold, and obsessed with efficiency. Human warmth had quietly disappeared. That was the world Lena Morales, age 23, walked into on her first day as a server. She didn't look impressive on paper. No hospitality degree, no polished resume, just years of working double shifts in roadside diners and nursing homes. She had dropped out of community college to care for her father after a workplace injury left him unable to stand for long hours. Lena wasn't chasing dreams anymore. She was chasing survival. On her first morning, she tied her apron with shaking hands and repeated what her father had told her the night before. Do your job with respect, even if no one notices. The dining room manager, Mr. Callahan, was known for two things: his perfectly pressed suits and his complete lack of patience. Smile less, move faster, he snapped as Lena passed her first table. This isn't charity work. Lena nodded, swallowing her pride. The Hudson Crown dining room followed strict rules. Servers were discouraged from talking too much. No personal conversations, no favors, no exceptions. But there was one table that broke the rhythm of the room. Table 17. Every day, at exactly 1:10 p.m., an elderly woman would enter the dining room alone. She wore the same faded navy coat, carried a worn leather handbag, and walked carefully, as if the floor might disappear beneath her feet. She always ordered the same thing: plain. No salt. No dessert. Most servers avoided her. She barely tips, one whispered. Probably waiting for someone who never comes, another said. On Lena's third day, table 17 became hers. The woman smiled politely as Lena placed the soup in front of her. Thank you, dear, she said softly. Her hands trembled slightly as she lifted the spoon. Lena noticed things others didn't. The way the woman's coat sleeves were frayed, the faint bruise on her wrist, the way she looked around the room as if memorizing it. Is the soup all right? Lena asked gently. The woman paused, then nodded. It's perfect, she said, just like always. Something about that sentence stayed with Lena. Over the next few weeks, Lena began adjusting small things. She warmed the bowl a little longer. She brought extra napkins. Sometimes she slipped a roll onto the plate, pretending it came with the order. No one noticed, or so she thought. One rainy afternoon in November, Lena found the woman standing outside the hotel entrance, struggling to open her umbrella. The wind shoved rain sideways into her face. Without checking the floor manager, Lena ran out. Ma'am, please, she said, holding the umbrella steady. Let me help you inside. Water soaked Lena's shoes. Her hair stuck to her face. The woman stared at her, surprised. You didn't have to do that, she said. I wanted to, Lena replied. Inside the lobby, Callahan's eyes burned into her back. Later that evening, Lena was called into his office. You're not paid to play hero, he said coldly. That woman is not your responsibility. She was going to fall, Lena said quietly. Callahan leaned forward. This is your final warning. Next time, you're out. Lena nodded, her throat tight. The next day, table 17 was empty. And the day after that. By the third day, Lena felt an ache she couldn't explain. On the fourth day, she found a folded note waiting at the hostess stand. Thank you for seeing me when others didn't. E. No return address. Winter arrived harshly that year. Business dropped. Rumors spread that the hotel was on the verge of being sold. Then one Monday morning, the staff was ordered into the ballroom. A woman stood at the front, tall, composed, dressed in a dark suit. Her hair was silver now, but her posture was strong. Lena felt her breath leave her body. It was the woman from Table 17. "My name is Evelyn Hart," the woman said. "I am the majority shareholder of this hotel." Gasps rippled through the room. "For the past year," Evelyn continued, "I have visited this dining room as a guest with no title. I wanted to see what this place had become when no one thought power was watching." Her eyes scanned the staff. "I saw efficiency, I saw discipline, but I did not see humanity." Then her gaze stopped on Lena, except once. The room went silent. "Lena Morales," Evelyn said, "please come forward." Lena's legs felt weak as she stepped ahead. "This young woman broke policy," Evelyn said calmly. "She offered warmth when it was discouraged. She showed care when it cost her something." Callahan's face drained of color. "Effective immediately," Evelyn said, "Mr. Callahan will no longer manage this hotel." Shock filled the room. "And Lena Morales," Evelyn continued, "will begin training as Director of Guest Relations." Lena couldn't speak. Tears blurred her vision. After the meeting, Evelyn approached her privately. "I wasn't always rich," she said. "I was once invisible too." She placed a small key in Lena's hand. "The last table on 45th Street," Evelyn said. "Never forget who sits there." Under Lena's leadership, things changed. Slowly, quietly, but deeply. Staff were trained to listen. Guests were remembered. Elderly patrons were treated like family. Once a week, unsold meals were donated to shelters, quietly, without press. Profits returned. But more importantly, the silence lifted. Years later, a reporter asked Evelyn what saved the Hudson Crown. She smiled. "One waitress," she said, "who remembered that kindness costs nothing, but changes everything." And in the dining room, Table 17 remained reserved. Not for power, not for wealth, but for anyone who needed to be seen.